WSYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Hey, you found us. Good morning and welcome into the morning news at 7 on WSYR Plus. Brian is taking the morning off, so you got the ladies, Rachel and Kate, holding it down on this first day of fall.
Boom. First day of fall.
Happy fall, y'all.
I know. Technically not until 2/19.
Happy almost fall, y'all.
Happy almost fall. we got the countdown going.
Yeah, right.
Not feeling like it.
No, it's beautiful.
I mean, 70s.
I know. This
70s.
weekend.
10 out of 10.
Oh my God, I actually was
amazing. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, can't get much better than that. I think that's at Williams Park in Cicero.
Yeah, let's give a moment for the sunrise, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely gorgeous. Rain has now entered the chat. Not a lot, but at least we have some green finally on the radar and in the state, because a lot of times when I show you rain, it's like all the way out in Michigan. So we got a little bit of showers going on, mostly up in the North Country, Watertown. It's been just kind of hung in the shoreline at the moment. If you look down towards western Pennsylvania, that's the rain we're going to keep an eye on to kind of roll in here later on today. We got 50s and 60s right now. It's a warm start to the morning because the last few mornings it has been cold. But warm afternoon, clouds, passing showers, those highs in the 70s.
Thank you, Kate. Let's head to Oneida County just about 2 hours from now. The officers charged in the beating death of inmate Robert Brooks at Mercy Correctional last December are scheduled to be back in court this morning. This is expected to be the final pretrial hearing. Jury selection is expected to begin on October 6th. 8 officers are charged in this case. There are new details on a fire that broke out yesterday afternoon in the town of Volney. New images from overnight show the damage left behind. Flames could be seen shooting from the back roof of the home. Crews had the fire under control in about 30 minutes, but the back siding was left charred. Yeah, you can see it right there. At least 6 departments responding to the scene. When our photographer got there, police tape surrounded the home, though much of the damage was difficult to see from the road. At this point, it is still unclear how extensive the damage is or whether anyone was hurt. That investigation remains ongoing this morning. We'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more. Over the weekend in Arizona, thousands of people came together, including the president and the vice president, to pay tribute to political activist Charlie Kirk. But it was his widow who delivered the most powerful remarks. ABC's Perry Russum picks up our coverage now.
A stunning moment at Sunday's memorial service for Charlie Kirk as his widow Erica forgave his killer.
He wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man. I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do.
Erica Kirk says she's honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA, the organization her husband founded. She vows to continue his legacy of embracing debate with political opponents.
The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica.
Trump embracing Kirk's widow as America the Beautiful rang out. Kirk tells the New York Times she had urged her husband to wear a bulletproof vest before his final campus tour. She says she now wears the pendant of St. Michael, the same one he had around his neck when he was killed. It's still marked with blood from the attack. The 5-hour service attracting tens of thousands to State Farm Stadium near Phoenix. Nearly the entire Trump cabinet was there. Elon Musk also seen meeting with Trump for the first time since their fallout in June. President Trump says he will honor Kirk with the Medal of Freedom. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
Back home now, a man continues to recover after a late-night car crash in the town of Salina. State police say it happened late Saturday night at the corner of Cold Springs Road and Long Branch Road, right by the Parkway. Troopers say 56-year-old Mark Rubin was traveling west down Cold Springs Road when he hit a tree head-on. Police say Rubin was taken to the hospital, where he is expected to be okay. Turning to a traffic alert now that might have you pumping the brakes this morning. Both north and southbound traffic on 81 will be down to 1 lane in some areas as you make your way through the city of Syracuse. Now, most of the work is taking place from 9 to 3 weekdays, while some of the work is happening overnight. Lanes should be back open for rush hour. Detours will be posted to help you get around. Staying on the roads, this week marks day one of Child Passenger Safety Week. Both the AAA and the National Safety Council have teamed up to keep young passengers safe on the roads. This year's goal is to remind drivers of the appropriate time to take your child out of a car seat. They say it's not about age, but rather height. And the appropriate height for kids to move to just a seatbelt is around 57 inches. Child Passenger Safety Week runs through Saturday. Turning to a harder headline now, a state lawmaker has introduced a new bill to crack down on license plate fraud. Governor Hochul's office says there has been an increase in the use of fraudulent, covered, or even defaced license plates to avoid tolls. Now, over the summer, at 3 different state police operations, out of the 700 tickets that were issued, 150 of them were for license plate violations. The new bill, proposed by State Senator George Borrello, would strengthen penalties if a fake plate were knowingly sold or used.
The current law is rarely enforced, and it's a misdemeanor. My bill would change that to make it a felony offense on the first offense, and on a second offense, you would be subject to having your license taken away and also up to 3 years in prison.
We'll push for the passage of this bill once lawmakers return to the state capitol next year. Well, if you're looking to fill up your tank before heading to work today, here's what you can expect to pay at the pump. In Syracuse, the average price for a gallon of gas is $3.17 a gallon. This is 2 cents lower than last week, but we are up more than 15 cents in the last month. Across New York, the state average sitting 6 cents higher at $3.23 per gallon. If your travels take you fishing, the DEC says dry conditions are impacting low water levels on the Salmon River. The state DEC is also keeping a close eye on water temperatures. The Salmon River supports the largest fall runs of salmon and trout in New York, and it's one of the state's most heavily fished waterways. The agency is now closing the lower fly area.
The low water and the fact the fish are stressed out with the low water, the warm water temperatures, and the fact that they may be hanging around in that stretch of the river for a while until Beaver Dam Brook comes up. We didn't want them being additionally stressed by anglers.
Good news here, though, it shouldn't impact the number or the size of the fish. From salmon fishing to pumpkin and apple picking, at Tim's Pumpkin Patch, the focus wasn't just about fall fun this weekend. Earlier this month, the town shut down outdoor concerts and the Brew Barn, prompting a packed Marcellus board hearing. News Channel 9's Allie Elkins stopped by the Pumpkin Patch this weekend to see how things are going since.
On this farm crowded with pumpkins and people, 2-year-old Mia seems to have found the perfect pumpkin.
Oh, it's heavy.
But she might need some help taking it with her.
Is this the one?
Take a look at this line. Even early in the day, the turnout is insane for people to get into this place. But not everyone's here just to pick out their perfect pumpkin. You can see over here, the line for the baked goods and coffee is out the door. A crowd that resembles the one at a town board meeting earlier this month.
We had a big following, and to see people come out was really awesome.
The Marcellus community showed up to speak in favor of Tim's Pumpkin Patch being able to hold live music events and reopen their brewery. The town attorney says noise complaints alerted them to various safety risks at the venue.
The Lubners drastically expanded their outdoor concerts, and that's what brought it to the attention of the town.
Both were approved, prompting this reaction. So far, the live music hasn't started up yet, and likely won't until next year. But that hasn't stopped people from coming.
It was packed. We got here like an hour early.
For Natalie Church and her family, the wait is worth it.
When we started coming here as kids, it was a few little things. So being able to come here with our own baby and then our parents, it's just nice to do.
She brought her son and her very talkative dog, Henry.
Life is short. Get in these moments while you can.
Long lines worth waiting in. In Marietta, Allie Elkins, News Channel 9.
And Tim's Pumpkin Patch is open from 9 to 6 Sunday through Thursday and 9 to 7 on Fridays. Well, a different kind of business opened its doors this weekend. Thrive Syracuse opening its new shop in Eastwood. The dispensary is going beyond business and giving back to the community. 51% of future profits will go toward the Center for Community Alternatives, which is a nonprofit that helps Syracuse families that have been impacted by mass incarceration and community disinvestment.
Grants are really tight. Oftentimes grants do not cover the true cost of running a program. I'll give you an example. We have a youth recovery program here in Syracuse, and it's a wonderful program, but the grant does not cover food for young people, and we know teenagers need to eat. And so having unrestricted dollars coming into the agency through Thrive Investment is going to allow us to fill in those gaps.
The first 50 customers who spent over $250 at Thrive received a $50 gift card. Well, one of the biggest Syracuse wins in years came with a tough loss as well. Over the weekend, the Orange got their first win against Clemson since 2017 and the first time they're ever won in Death Valley. As 17-point underdogs, Syracuse showing just how far the program has come in a short time under coach Fran Brown. The Cuse getting the win, 34-21.
The team, they believe in each other. We love each other, right? And we're growing closer and closer. The team, we just love each other. We do it for the us. It's about us. It's just about everybody doing it together. Just very thankful and happy for our football team. Happy for the community of Syracuse. They deserve this more than anybody, so I'm very thankful about them. And Camden, what up?
The other big headline for the team, the health of quarterback Steve Angeli. Yesterday, it was reported that the Notre Dame transfer will sit out the rest of the season. He left the game in the third quarter. He was seen after the game with a boot on his left foot, using crutches to move around. Syracuse has this week to get comfortable with LSU transfer Ricky Collins as they are set to host Duke in front of a sold-out crowd on Saturday at noon. For those who celebrate, Rosh Hashanah begins tonight at sundown, marking the new year in the Jewish calendar. It is also the start of the High Holy Days. The celebration features special foods and time spent with family, including apples dipped in honey to symbolize the hope for a sweet and fruitful new year. Still ahead on WSYR Plus, Kate will have a full check on that forecast on this first day of fall. Is there any rain in sight? She's checking that. Plus the latest railroad crossing set for some major repair work after a Your Stories investigation.
You're watching The Morning News with Ryan Dean, Rachel Polanski, and Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local station. Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Check out our beautiful sunrise. This is looking out over Oneida Lake from the shoreline over in Cicero. Absolutely beautiful start to our morning. We've had just enough breaks in the clouds to the east. We've seen just a gorgeous sunrise. Our temperature is not that bad, too. We're waking up in the 50s this morning. What a great final few hours of fall. Yeah, the autumnal equinox. It officially begins at 2:19 this afternoon. Sunrise we've had, that was at 6:52 this morning, and our sunset is just around 7 o'clock tonight. So we're getting not quite equal, but pretty close to it, of 12 hours and 8 minutes, just because of the way that the curvature of the earth works. But this is also going to be the last 7 o'clock sunset, technically 7:01, but tomorrow was 6:59. It's our last time until March 8th of 2020, and that's when we spring ahead. That's when daylight saving time begins in springtime, so that's 167 days away. Oh, it's hard to think about that, but it's the time of the year. All right, this morning at the bus stop, not too bad. We're waking up in the 50s this morning, feeling fairly mild outside. This afternoon, another warm day in the upper 70s. A little breezy, too. We had a gusty wind yesterday. We do that again today. But guess what? We can finally put a rain icon on our forecast today. It's been a while since we've had any rain to talk about, and we finally have some. Most of it this morning has been hanging out from Watertown and the North Country. Otherwise, just been kind of hanging out along the shoreline here out towards Rochester. So not a lot happening in Syracuse and the Finger Lakes just yet, but see how things kind of fill in a bit in western Pennsylvania. So we're going to see how this is going to survive the trip as it gets closer to Syracuse this afternoon. So this morning we're dealing with just some light, brief passing showers. Not a lot happening during the day. There was a lot of dry time today. It's once you get closer towards sunset and later, that's when your chances for rain start to go up. We should be able to get some measurable rainfall for the first time in over 2 weeks. And then this time tomorrow morning, we'll have more rain to show you on the radar, and also possible thunderstorms. There's a cold front moving through tomorrow morning, so we'll see kind of some steadier rain to kickstart the day tomorrow, and then we'll kind of break things up and have more dry time in here during the afternoon and evening for tomorrow. Temperatures are still in the 70s, and we are taking that all the way through the end of the week. We also have chances for rain every single day this week, with the 2 days standing out the most, tomorrow and on Thursday. That's where we get just more of that widespread coverage of the rain around here, but things will gradually pull out of here on Friday. This weekend, so far looking dry. We'll just kind of keep a watchful eye on Saturday, but our temperatures are still staying above normal in the 70s.
Now, here is Ryan Dean with the Your Stories Q&A.
Not to flex, but we are getting answers from CSX. I wanted to pop on here with an update to a rough crossing in Parrish that has people popping off to the Your Stories team. This rim rattler is on Route 69 just outside the village of Parrish. You'll be elated to know it's slated to get fixed. After we rattle their cage, CSX tells me repairs will start on October 4th and last about 5 days. Crews will rip out the current crossing panel and install a new one. They'll put down new pavement as well. About a week before work starts, you should start seeing signs about the road closure and detours. It's been a successful month for the Your Stories team. A few weeks ago, thanks to your constant complaints and our constant pressure, that led to CSX to fix this problematic spot on Route 31 in Clay. Do you have a question for the Your Stories team? Email us, yourstories@localsyr.com with the Your Stories Q&A. Ryan Dean, News Channel 9.
Your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Well, here's something we haven't been able to look at for a while. On the radar, there's some green. Unfortunately, it's out over the lake, and it's only hanging out up towards Watertown. Eventually, Syracuse and the Finger Lakes will get in on this party, though. They're not really happening until later on today. So until then, it's warm. 50s now, 70s this afternoon. More showers and a little breezy outside.
Okay, just about 7:22 now. Let's check some other news headlines. The UK, Canada, Australia, Portugal, among others, saying they will recognize the state of Palestine for the first time, calling for an end to the war in Gaza and for the release of all Israeli hostages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he plans to meet privately with President Trump during the UN General Assembly this week that is expected to kick off on Tuesday. Scrolling to TikTok now, in an interview with Fox, President Trump said that billionaires, including media mogul Rupert Murdoch and tech founder Michael Dell, could be part of a deal in which the U.S. would take control of the popular app TikTok. Trump has repeatedly put a law on hold requiring that TikTok's Chinese owners sell the platform or face a ban in the United States. On the other side of the break, Kate will have a full check of that forecast on this first day of fall, and she says rain is in sight, plus the key court hearing that will bring 8 defendants together this morning. Good Monday morning. It is 7:25. Rachel Polanski here with you. We finally have some rain in the forecast this week. Expect a few passing showers today, but there's plenty of dry time as well, and still warm. Highs are in the upper 70s. Kate Thorne has more on that forecast in just a moment. But first, 8 correction officers charged in the beating death of inmate Robert Brooks are expected to be back in court this morning. The Marcy correctional officers are due for their final pretrial hearing. It gets underway at 9:30. Jury selection is expected to begin October 6th. To Oswego County now, fresh pictures just into the newsroom showing the damage left behind after a house fire in the town of Volney. It took crews a half hour to get the fire under control. The back siding, though, left charred. It is still unclear how extensive the damage is or whether anyone was hurt. The investigation remains ongoing this morning. Here's Kate now with your forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. 50s and 60s as we are up and at 'em right now. We've had a little bit of rain, mostly up in Watertown and in the North Country. Otherwise, most of our rain has been hanging out over Lake Ontario all morning long. As the day goes on, we'll see things kind of filling in a little bit more, but majority of us get away rain-free during the day. It's just cloudy, a little breaks of sun here and there. After sunset tonight, though, which is at 7:01, the last 7 o'clock sunset until next March, this is when our chances for rain finally start to go up a little bit. By tomorrow afternoon, most of us would have picked up at least a quarter to possibly a half inch of rainfall. Most of the rain is happening tomorrow morning, with still some scattered showers throughout the day. And the rest of this week, almost every day is featuring a chance of rain. It's been a while since we've had this, but our temperatures remain warm, mid to upper 70s all week long, with rain threat with us through Friday.
Well, Kate, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is coming up tomorrow that will have you saying, this must be the place.
Ooh, tell me more.
Former Talking Heads lead singer David Byrne is making his return to Syracuse tomorrow night at 8 at the Landmark Theater. The Landmark will be one of many stops on Byrne's Who is the Sky tour. At last check, tickets are still available on StubHub, as low as $58.
Not too bad to spend a Tuesday night.
There you go. And if you were driving on I-81 North overnight this weekend near the town of Salina, you might have seen this.
Fireball. Channeling my inner Pitbull.
I like it, I like it. One of our viewers capturing this meteorite streaking across the sky with his dash cam. So cool, Kate.
Yeah, there are a lot of reports of seeing this fireball all over the Northeast and Canada.
Yeah.
There's a whole website you can go to and it has all the reports. And I saw at least like 25 reports from that morning. So
yeah, really cool.
Yeah, love that.
All right, leave us with a quick forecast before we go.
Rain, finally. Not a lot, but at least we finally have something.
I like it. I'll take it. Enjoy the view. Thanks for joining us for the morning news at 7 on WSYR Plus.